Hey everyone, I'm just pouring myself a drink here at Deep Draft Brewing, Kitsap's newest brewery. I'll tell you more about Deep Draft and 5 other stories on this week's Beat Blast. Stick with us. Welcome back to the Beat Blast, sponsored by the Admiral Theater. Story number 1 this week, Eric Sweet, a 26-year Navy veteran, had dreamt of one day opening a brewery. But at the behest of the community, he instead reopened the old Wigwam pub on Old Belfair Highway. Sadly, Sweet died in 2015 while competing in a biathlon in Hawaii, but his old business partner and his wife, Linda, have teamed up to bring his dream to life with Deep Draft Brewing.
Well, Linda's a naval officer, and Deep Draft is a play on the anchorage in Sinclair. So you can either anchor your boat with a lot of draft or come down here for deep draft of beer. We found the Wigwam for sale about 7 years ago, and my partner and I decided we'd like to try putting a brewery in there, and after we bought it we found it was too small, so we opened up the Wigwam again. And what could go wrong? Unfortunately, we lost Eric, and we've been regrouping, and finally we got the dream alive again. I think he'd be having the time of his life. He really enjoyed brewing. We met in the brew club and got together there. And he always enjoyed making beer. So we really miss him.
Story number 2 this week, good news, animal lovers. Kitsap Humane Society reached a major milestone in 2018, saving 97% of the animals that came through its doors. That's the shelter's highest save rate ever.
This has been an exciting time for Kitsap Humane Society. Last year in 2018, we achieved our highest save rate ever. 97% of the animals came in, were saved, and we found homes for them. And that was really thrilling to do, but it also reflects the incredible skill and compassion and patience of our staff and our volunteers, and a variety of things we've done to up our game. We've added more medical services to treat sick and injured animals. We've provided more strategies and approaches to treat and rehabilitate animals that come in distressed or with a behavior issue. We've greatly expanded our foster care programs because some animals just do better in a home environment than in a shelter environment.
Story number 3 this week, it's a good week for tree huggers as well. When volunteers on Bainbridge Island heard that an old Japanese maple tree in front of Blakely Elementary School was going to be torn down as the building was demolished, they rallied together and raised money to relocate the tree. On Friday, they pulled it out of the ground with cranes and put it on a truck to be taken to its new location in front of the new elementary school. Story number 4 this week. Every year, Kitsap Regional Library has a program called One Book, One Community, where it tries to get everybody to read the same book and then have a community conversation about it. Kitsap Senator David Nelson has a story about this year's selection.
The Kitsap Regional Library is doing their One Book, One Community program again this winter, and the book is Behold the Dreamers by Imolo Bumbue. It's a book about the American dream and immigration. And on February 23rd, they held a community forum at Olympic College's Harvey Theater. Several hundred Kitsap residents attended to hear the author speak and listen to other stories about immigration.
Hi, I'm Jill Jean, Director of the Kitsap Regional Library, and today we're celebrating our One Book, One Community program. Each year, Kitsap Regional Library endeavors to create that bridge and invite our community to participate in a shared reading experience. Through this, we create a starting place for open discussion on tough topics that still need to be talked about. It becomes the starting point to talk about issues that are facing our country today. Issues of family, issues of the American dream, issues of immigration, and it brings them home by telling the story of real people with real issues.
Hey, story number 5 this week.
Christian, what are you doing here?
I'm filming a beat blast. What are you doing here?
Oh, well, of course, I'm doing research on Gorst right now.
Go figure. What's going on in Gorst?
So there's a big transportation package that was just unveiled by the Senate Democrats, and within a $17 billion plan, $335 million for Gorst right here beside Sinclair Inlet. So the plan right now is that using some studies by the Washington State Department of Transportation, they could elevate the highway here. They would also eliminate some barriers for fish passage, as well as they would create new lanes in both directions.
How likely is this plan?
Well, I wouldn't hold your breath just yet. Washington's tried with voters to pass a carbon fee. Hasn't worked yet, but the lawmakers have proposed a carbon fee as well as a gas tax increase and other fees to raise that $17 billion.
That's very cool, Josh. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, my pleasure, Christian.
Finally, what's on tap for your weekend? Sponsored by Silver City Brewery Taproom. This weekend, downtown Bremerton Arcade Bar and Other Castle will celebrate its 3rd birthday. The festivities begin Saturday afternoon and include black lights, special glow-in-the-dark drinks, a DJ, and 3 tournaments with cash prizes. That's it for me this week. Thanks for watching, and thanks especially to all of you who read and subscribe to the Kitsap Sun. We couldn't do it without you. We'll see you next week. Story number 5 this week.
Christian,
Oh, hey!
what are you doing here?
I'm just having a beer.
All right, well, cool. Well, hey, I'm doing a story about Gorst.
Oh, well, that's weird because we're in Gorst.
Yeah, and you know why I'm doing a story about Gorst?
I do not.
All right, that's okay.
We gotta make it more simple. I'm sorry.